U.S. President Barack Obama and Republican challenger Mitt Romney spoke directly to the American people at the conclusion of their third and final debate, which focused on foreign policy. With almost a week left until Election Day, Obama is repeatedly attacking Romney on many issues in an effort to blunt his opponent's surge in the polls. In the debate, however, both of Lebanon's neighbors were mentioned. On the one hand, Syria, whose 19-month conflict has begun to spill into the country. Just barely 10 days ago, top security official Brigadier General Wissam al-Hassan was killed in an explosion in the heart of Beirut. Many politicians are blaming Syrian President Bashar al-Assad for the crime. On the other hand, Israel was also mentioned, specifically in the case of Iran, which the West is mounting pressure on because of its nuclear program. Now, neither man threw a knockout punch or made a noticeable gaffe in the 19-minute encounter at Lynn University in Florida, although Obama scored enough debating points to be declared the winner in most surveys. Joining us today to discuss the candidates' views on foreign policy in the Middle East is Waleed Hazbun. Hazbun is the Director of Arab and Middle East Studies and an Associate Professor in International Relations at the American University of Beirut. Welcome, Waleed. Now, according to CNN, opinion polls show more public support for Obama than Romney on foreign policy. And Romney has constantly criticized what he calls the president's failure to lead on the international issues such as the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and Syria. Now, do you believe Romney passed what his aides called the commander-in-chief test?
Yeah, it seemed like he passed that test in the sense that Obama was often declared the winner from people who watched the debate. But not by a very large margin, considering that Obama now has tremendous foreign policy experience and is commander-in-chief. So, Romney did, relatively fine. It didn't make any gains in relationship to the first debate, where Romney really did score a lot of points and won and really tipped the balance in terms of shifting the poll numbers.
A lot of the policies that he spoke about were very similar to Obama's policies. So did he really bring something new to the table?
Well, it seemed that was exactly his strategy, that he went from going into the primary elections trying to emphasize his strong conservative credentials, trying to win the Republican primary and then rally the base. And it seems more recently now he's moved, marking from the first debate, moving towards the center. And this was his even further shift towards a much more centrist policy, or at least in the way he presented himself. I mean, some of his policies still slightly align with a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more drawing ideas from the neoconservatives, but he really did narrow the difference, and I think that was the strategy, to try to win at this moment, trying to win the undecideds, looking at people who have no strong commitment towards an ideological commitment on either side.
Undecided voters, basically.
Yeah, right. So they would be most appealed to somebody who actually doesn't have a very aggressive policy. Many Americans are much more interested in trying to disengage from regions' conflicts and not be dragged in again.
Now, both candidates spoke about Syria, and I want you to listen to exactly what they had to say.
What we've done is organize the international community, saying Assad has to go. We've mobilized sanctions against that government. We have made sure that they are isolated. We have provided humanitarian assistance, and we are helping the opposition organize, and we're particularly interested in making sure that we're mobilizing the moderate forces inside of Syria. But ultimately, Syrians are going to have to determine their own future.
First of all, 30,000 people being killed by their government is a humanitarian disaster. Secondly, Syria is an opportunity for us because Syria plays an important role in the Middle East, particularly right now. Syria is Iran's only ally in the Arab world. It's their route to the sea. It's the route for them to arm Hezbollah in Lebanon, which threatens, of course, our ally, Israel. And so seeing Syria remove Assad is a very high priority for us. Number two, seeing the replacement government being responsible people is critical for us. And finally, we don't want to have military involvement there.
Both candidates said seeing Syria remove Assad is very important, but they said they do not want any military intervention. Now, after 19 months of conflict, isn't military intervention a necessity, you think?
A necessity for what end? I mean, from the point of view of, let's say, U.S. policy, there really does seem to be an interest in drawing back and not getting involved militarily. Both of them have stressed this, and even Romney was slightly more aggressive in the sense of calling about giving arming rebel forces, maybe giving them heavy weapons.
Right, whereas Obama said he wasn't really aggressive, or he didn't even mention arming the rebels, just more of a diplomatic approach, I think.
Yeah, and one aspect of maybe their difference is I think Obama, if you listen to what he just said, he didn't, and you compare it to Romney. Romney talks about there being this possibility of a kind of victory. That the toppling of the regime is going to lead to these broad strategic gains in the region, cutting off Iran's route to the sea, whatever geographically that means, but support Hezbollah and so forth. Why Obama doesn't speak this way? I think the administration seems to have sort of come around that they don't see the outcome as something that's going to be a major American victory.
Thank you, Waleed, for being with us today.